This is the 116th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the last week of November 2012. This episode is titled All-Star Friday. CloudFocus Weekly is sponsored by Arkus, your cloud computing experts. I'm your host, Jason Elwood, and joining me for the co-host 116 times in a row, never missed a beat or a hosting spot, Justin Elstein. Justin, how are you doing?
I'm good. I might have missed a beat once or twice, but I don't miss hosting.
You don't miss hosting. Well,
No.
we've missed episodes.
We have done that. That's missing the beat.
That is missing a beat. We have, speaking of things we're not going to miss in a beat.
You're always speaking of things that have nothing to do with anything else.
It's just a GUI. We're going to talk about, we got the global permissions perm set, or it's global permissions.
Come on.
Wow.
I'll give you one more try before I step in.
Global permission sets blog post. We have the AppExchange All-Stars, which we'll talk about. We talked Salesforce is in its buying mood again. They were on Black Friday buying then we'll talk about Black Friday, which set some records this year, and then we'll make our CloudFocus picks of the week. Let's get started with actually it was your blog post.
It was mine.
Which was titled?
It was and is mine. The guts and glory of global permission sets.
You had the product manager.
I did.
Not only defending his product in one, but two, I think even three places. Maybe even.
He wasn't really defending it.
Yes.
He was adding to the conversation.
So tell me about the blog post, and then tell me about the conversation you had after the blog post.
So permission sets themselves, as anyone who's been listening to this podcast have been a favorite feature of ours. They came out about a year ago. I think they were in the Winter 12 release. Salesforce, yes. Sorry, I had to mention that even. I didn't think that was necessary.
That's it. At this point, we can mention anything in Salesforce. We don't have to say that.
I'm not sure that was necessary.
All right,
but thank you.
Just permission sets.
Thank you.
You could be talking about
You're right.
IBM
So these global permission sets were introduced in Winter 13 in the most recent release of Salesforce.
Excellent.
Okay,
Good
not of Oracle.
Although
they may have something called permission sets.
Okay,
not sure. And global permission sets break the existing, or what was the existing paradigm of permission sets, that permission sets are sets of permissions.
That's so descriptive.
So
Could you
descriptive.
say that again? So
that you can cobble
it down a little for me, Doc?
I will. That you can cobble together and assign to individual users that add to what their profile already allows them to do. So it allows for a lot more ad hoc permissioning of system permissions, object level permissions, Visual Force page access, things of that nature. And it's additive. So if your profile says you can read accounts, well, then you can read accounts. But maybe you are given a permission set that allows you to edit them. Hence the adding. So in the past, permission sets have been tied to a license type. When you create a permission set, you had to literally say which license type can use this permission set.
Give me an example of a license type.
So a Salesforce license type, or a platform license type, or a chatter license type, or a portal license type, those types.
Okay.
And there was a problem where you'd create a permission set for edit accounts, and you'd have to create 2 or 3 of the same exact permission set because you want to give it to. You have a mix of license types in your org. So you had a Salesforce license type, you had a platform license types. So you had to create 2, which were identical except for the license type. So Global solves that problem. It says no license type necessary.
Right.
Just assign it to whoever you want to assign it to. Why I go into the guts and the glory in this blog post, and I feel like I'm explaining it even more on this podcast than we normally go into, is because I feel as though there's a little bit of an issue with the global permission sets, whereby I like to put as many permission sets as many permissions into my permission sets as possible, as to not proliferate them. And I feel like if now I want to put things that a certain license type can't do, such as edit cases or edit campaigns, because they don't have access to cases or campaigns because of their license type, I still got to create 2 different
So you're saying
permission sets.
So you're saying it solves the problem, but doesn't solve it all the way.
Doesn't solve it all the way, because if I tried to apply or assign a global permission set that included something that your license couldn't do anyway, it will reject it. It won't allow me to assign it to you. Therefore, I need to create another one anyway for just you.
So it kind of can go across a couple license types, but not all.
Well, it can really only go across one completely, the Salesforce license type.
Right.
It then needs to be kind of pared down from there if you're going to include things like campaigns or opportunities or cases, if you're going to be giving it out to other certain license types. So if you have a large org that has a lot of platform users in it or has Chatter Plus users in it, not necessarily for you. I mean, the thing that Global does bring to the table, which I'm glad that Adam Torman, product manager for permissions and security, friend of the podcast, Adam Torman, he brought to my attention, which was a really good point, is, I do mention in the blog post, it does solve for things that are common across all license types, primarily and most significantly like Visualforce page access. So, every license type has the ability to see Visualforce pages. So this global permission set allows an ISV, such as Arkus, who creates an application like the permissioner that doesn't leverage any standard Salesforce components. We can have one global permission set called the permissioner permission set that can be assigned to any user in any org. So that's a good thing.
Right.
So
Okay.
so there's some pros, some cons, the guts, the glory. It's all there. You can read up, but I feel like I just told you the whole story.
No.
But tell your friends.
So much more.
Oh, yeah. There's so much more.
And there's a discussion at the bottom at using Discuss, so you can go read that. That is at blog.arkusinc.com. Where else? All things are up there.
Or on the Facebook page.
Or the Facebook page. Can't
the
read
Twitter
it from
account.
there, but you can go look at it.
Yeah.
Next up, we actually have a AppExchange All-Star. So Salesforce has a blog. They've actually had many blogs. They've broken those blogs out into many different blogs, and they've brought them all back together. There used to be their own Chatter blog, and now that's gone. Whatever. They have a blog. And they published a blog that has someone in it that's pretty familiar. I actually got the Google alert today. The Google alert saying that Justin
Stalker.
I am a little bit.
Stalker.
That says Justin Edelstein's been used. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, there's the blog post. And it's at blog.salesforce.com, and it's called AppExchange All-Star Justin Edelstein. And it's Justin Edelstein, App Picks. Justin Edelstein's App Picks.
Yes.
And it's you.
It's me.
And your picture. And
my picture.
And you picked, it's funny, you basically picked your CloudFocus App Picks of the week.
I did it, yeah. I just picked 4 of them. What are you missing?
Oh, I guess that's it. You've picked all these before.
I think I've picked all 4 of these things before. So it's the byline is Holly Wegman, who runs the AppExchange marketing program. So she technically wrote it on the web. I wrote it, and then she made it much better.
Did she rewrite it? Or
she edited, or somebody edited it a bit, but no, for the most part, I wrote it. They may have put a few words in here or there, added some links, made it more webby.
More webby.
Where I just handed them, content.
I just tweeted it, and Google Plused it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I'm very proud, very honored to be mentioned as an AppExchange All-Star. You can go to blogs.salesforce.com and you can find it. You could also just Google me and you'll find it. I'm sure if you just Google Justin Edelstein AppExchange, you'll certainly find it.
So since they all were picks,
they were all picks, so I can give them away.
Yeah, give 'em away.
Cirrus Insights by Cirrus Path Inc. Really great Gmail integration with Salesforce. We love that here at Arkus. This one that I'm pretty familiar with, the Permissioner by Arkus Inc. I actually asked her, I said, can I pick an app that's mine? And she said, do you use it? I said, I love it. I use it all the time.
I built it.
I built it. I love it. She's like, well, then yeah. She's like, is it useful? I'm like, it's really useful.
And it's free.
It's
got a cool logo.
She's like, yeah, go for it. So I used it.
Yep.
Zap It Scan Entry by Scout.
Yep.
which we've used before for some clients, and some really interesting barcode scanning data entry technology. And then Donation Split by Cloud for Good and our friend Tal Frankfurt, part of the MVP community. I believe this is his app, or I know it's his app. So good stuff there to tack on to the nonprofit starter pack. So those are the 4 picks.
Nice.
They've
Nice
all
picks.
been talked about here on the podcast before.
Need to go over them.
But now they're written in ink.
Now they are up there on the AppExchange or on the blog and pointing over to the AppExchange.
That's right.
Yeah.
Linky.
So head on over.
Yep.
If you want to know what's going to go on in the future, maybe you should buy a company that predicts the future.
Ooh.
As Salesforce did in buying right before Thanksgiving. So on their buying spree, they want to get those last. It's funny, they should have bought it on Black Friday. That would have been funny if they bought a company on Black Friday. But Salesforce buys prior knowledge, which I thought was, when I read the headline originally, I thought, oh, is that like I thought it wasn't them actually buying. It was like talking about how they got knowledge.
Yeah, they bought something previous.
Yeah, so this is on VentureBeat. They closed on, I guess they announced it on Wednesday, but yes, they bought prior knowledge, a company who built something called Veritable, or a product called Veritable, which is a predictive database insight data tool.
I was trying to figure this out. Let's just be honest about it.
Yeah, let's
this
be
is
honest.
something that
No, let's lie.
This
Wait,
is something
first let
that
me
you'll,
lie.
all right.
I understand this completely, and I can talk about it intelligently for the next half an hour.
Now, thank you for lying. And now let's be honest. I was trying to read up on what this is. It looks to me as though this is going to be something that you will never, ever, ever know of or hear about as anything other than our database technology is good. Like, this is a total back-end, under-the-covers thing that's going to make their database work better. And that's kind of how I look at it. And, you know, if they can use some advanced technologies to make the database, you know, easier to query or more scalable or make search better or whatever it is, I'm all for it. Have fun.
It's funny because Salesforce has a lot of, I don't know if this is known, they don't really talk about it a lot anymore. They used to, which was that they have a lot of patents in the database technologies world.
Right.
And their whole technology stack is built on this thing called skinny tables, which is, a way of, instead of in a database of creating different tables, think of them like Excel worksheets. In most databases, you end up with lots of tables. Literally, in a complex database, you could end up with 50, 60, 100, 200 tables, all interconnected with primary and secondary keys. I hope everyone fell asleep right then, but wake up! But they've created a way that they can use skinny tables, which are very simplified tables. And I think they said they only have it was only 5 tables for all of Salesforce stuff. So it's like building, instead of having hundreds, which you would normally expect in like a CRM, if you're going to capture CRM data, it's all caught in these kind of skinny tables. Again, less of them, which they have a lot of patents around. So yeah, this seems to be like a, hey, look, we're going into the, we're buying something. It was in the TechCrunch Disrupt. They saw it. It's a helpful tool. It helps them find causal. Wow, I'm having a problem today.
Are you okay?
Yeah, maybe I'm a little tired of Thanksgiving. Anyway,
Gobble gobble.
Interesting. So another purchase. Yeah, I don't think this is. If you're a Salesforce user, this is not exciting in any way other than, hey, look, they're putting money into the core,
Right.
which I don't think in the way we talk about the core, meaning core functionality, I think core like literally code.
Yeah, but it might help down the road, and you'll never know, like, that this was the thing that helped get those 2 features out the door, but maybe it does. So I'm all for strengthening the core.
Yeah.
I'm all for Pilates.
Whenever they ask me, when Salesforce comes and asks me, should we spend some money on strengthening the core, I say, do some burpees. And
I want Pilates for the core.
Yeah, if you've ever done burpees, they're not fun. But anyway,
they don't look fun.
No, they're not fun.
I've seen videos of people doing burpees.
Doing burpees.
That's as far as I go with
no
burpees.
Fun. Speaking of things that are fun, we have the Black Friday sales are up.
You're trying to coin a new catchphrase.
Speaking of things,
yeah, like my go on
is now speaking.
Is
of things.
now your speaking of
in
things.
our 200th anniversary infographic, speaking of things, will be there.
I love our infographic.
It's fun. It's up there.
So cool.
So Black Friday we had Thanksgiving last week.
We did?
And then we had Black Friday,
Go
which
on.
is the day after Thanksgiving where everybody spends a boatload of money. Well, guess what? This year, they spent over $1 billion online. Which is huge.
First time ever over $1 billion.
Yeah, up 26% from last year. And interesting because there's always Black Friday. Then there's something they used to talk about Saturday. Now there's Cyber Monday.
Well, Saturday is Small Business Saturday.
A Small Business Saturday. Then there's Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday. But it's really just not even a thing, I don't think, anymore. It's
Cyber Monday?
Well, it is, but like Black Friday sort of starts on like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's like everyone's just trying to get it earlier and earlier. Like I remember back when I worked in retail, I loved Black Friday. I worked at a toy store.
Okay.
And it was so much fun because people would get in line to get into the store, and for the 3 or 4 weeks prior to Black Friday, we would get bombarded with shipments that we could not fit in the store. It was like, where are we going to put this stuff? And we just build piles of toys.
Yeah.
Big box stuff. And it'd be like, where are we going to put it? It'd be piled like almost fire hazard type stuff. And the manager would just be like, wait till Friday. And like we used to open at like 6, and I was like, oh, it's so early.
Yeah.
I got to be there at like 5, and I get there and there'd be people online at 5, and I'd be like, what are these people doing? And then by like noon, the store was gone. It was like you could just walk through these big piles of things that used to be there, and now they're just aisles. It was amazing. I used to love Black Friday in retail, but I feel like now it starts on like Wednesday.
I also feel like I don't get it anymore. I mean, I got it. I know it's a marketing thing, and yes, there are actual deals, and I've seen the real deals and stuff. I feel like the only deal that I know that's out there that happens on Black Friday that's actually worth it for me is Apple. It's the one day a year that Apple actually gives a discount on anything. It's the only day of the entire year. So 360.
What kind of discount were they giving this year?
They're giving 10% off, 15% off, 20% off stuff. So like you're gonna go pick up, if you're picking up your iPad for the season or your whatever.
Should have waited for my mini.
That's when you should buy it because they usually give discounts, and it's the only time they do it for one day only. So I feel like, to me, that's Black Friday. It's like I'm going to the Apple online store and purchasing stuff because you get it. Again, it's very hard to get an Apple discount.
Well, I bought a lot of stuff. I did not wait till Black Friday this year. I bought stuff before Black Friday. Although I did buy something on Black Friday online. I guess so I contributed to this $1 billion.
Me too.
Yeah.
I put in it's I just think of it as like I buy all my stuff online. I don't.
Me too.
I don't like shopping.
I've not gone to a store to buy one thing for this holiday season, and I've bought so many things.
Yeah,
it's incredible how many things have shown up at my door over the last couple of weeks.
Mall situation or store situation.
I will say I did enjoy working at the toy store. I worked at a KB Toys, which is no longer in existence. No. It was just so much fun.
Fun, I guess.
It was a lot of fun because it's like this whole build up to this thing, and you'd have like a meeting. Never a meeting. We had a meeting like the night before.
Yeah.
Like, all right, guys, let's be ready for tomorrow because it's going to be
iPhone
crazy.
Launch, right? It was like this thing.
It was really nuts. Like the Wednesday, cause I think we were closed on Thanksgiving, so like the Wednesday night, everyone would meet and be like, all right, guys, be ready for Friday. Whoever's opening, be ready because it's going to be crazy. And we're going to give out big bags. And people are going to be dragging them around the store and this, that, and the other. And we're gonna give out tickets for the people who are waiting outside for specific things because we only have this many of them. And we know that they're going to kill each other. So we're just going to give out tickets for them.
Tickle Me Elmo?
No. My year that I can recall, although I worked at KB Toys for more than 1 year, but the biggest thing that I remember was the Furby.
Oh, the Furby was a big one.
Man. People were fighting over Furbies. We had to put a 2 Furby limit, and you would get your ticket outside for your Furbies, so like you didn't have to worry. They were all behind the counter, like locked up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got quite a few of them.
Furby friends.
I had the black market on Furbies that year.
Oh, that's horrible. You're outside behind KB selling Furbies. $50.
My cousin's like, I need a Furby. I'm like, I got you.
I got your Furby
I
right
got
here.
you.
It seems like every year, although I don't feel like that's a thing anymore. Like, I know Tickle Me Elmo was one.
That was the year before.
Cabbage Patch, it's been one years and years ago. I think the Wii was probably one in 1 year. The Wii
usually like the video, there's like a few video games that are like big.
Right.
That you can't keep in stock. Like, you get them and then they're gone.
I know the Wii U came
the
out
Furby
this
you
year.
could not.
Right.
We get them, and it was like some alert went out or something, and like every mom in the neighborhood was there, and it was like Furby. It was like, they're gone. What? You just got? How many did you get? 60. They're gone.
Right.
Like, the manager is definitely doing favors for people, because you'd go in the office and there'd be like 4 of them sitting there. Like, what are those for?
That's my Furby collection.
I'm glad this is like far enough back into the past so I could like give up these little secrets.
The secrets of the underground black market.
But anyway, how we get so off topic? Online kicked butt this year. Over $1 billion. This is just going to keep growing. We only brought this up because it's like, online, cloud, growing, moving forward type of thing.
Sales.
It's
the first part of Salesforce.
Yeah,
That's all I can do.
Yeah, it was more just like a thing. Like, hey, the internet still going strong.
This just in, Justin Elstein News Corporation.
Internet's still going strong.
Internet still exists and it's still going strong. People use the internet to buy stuff. No, it's interesting news. When you put it up there, I was like, I had not seen that anywhere else. So it's interesting news, and clearly
it's a tidbit.
You're doing your shopping online. It just seems like an obvious choice.
The big thing that came out was like a lot of these subscription services are being used and purchased for people, like online. So like people are actually gifting like subscription services and digital things. So it's like not even just people skipping the brick and mortar to buy a box of something. It's like they're just skipping boxes completely. Well,
that's actually interesting. So I had a conversation with someone about buying presents for kids, and they were asking about video games this year. And I just happen to keep enough of my ear into video games that I kind of know enough about it that I can talk intelligently for about 15
Call of
minutes.
Duty,
Call of Duty 2, Black Ops.
What's the other one? There's one other big one
this year.
Yeah, there's the Call of Duty, and there's that other one that's like it's like the Revolutionary War.
Assassin's Creed 3?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one looks awesome.
It does look good.
I'm like,
so
I want to play that and lose in 3 seconds, but still.
We were talking about it, and we were talking about like giving gifts, and I said, well, some of the biggest games now, the handheld market has really been taken over by the iOS. Like, people play, the biggest handheld market now for games is the iPad, the iPod Touch, the iPhone. So, but what he was pointing out, which I thought was a good point, you can't give. First of all, the gifts, the prices of games are so cheap. I mean, they're $5, $3, so it's not like, oh, you got me flick kickball for Christmas. Thank you so much.
I would love that.
But it's not any sense.
I don't care. I love it.
There's no $30 packaged games, and so he was talking about buying a console. And he's like, the nice thing is you get a console, a big console, and then it comes with the packaged game. So you got somebody Black Ops 2 or,
right.
Assassin's Creed 3.
It's the thing. It's
the
getting
thing.
a thing.
But in some ways it's so ridiculous to get these things because, and I said, listen, downloadable stuff is the days of getting discs are for games is coming to an end very soon. There's still a lot of data on those discs, and especially with PS3 and Xbox 360. I'm not even sure what Wii U reads. I know it reads CDs, but I don't know. Does it really read CDs, or does it read like higher density CDs? Anyway, these things are like multiple gigabytes or terabytes or gigabytes.
Are they DVDs? These games? What are?
Oh, on the Wii is probably DVD, but on the other one's Blu-ray and HD.
Oh, they're Blu-ray.
Well, on
they're like
PS3,
hardcore.
It's Blu-ray. That's why they're big. That's why you can't really download them. I think they're getting there. Like, I think there was a downloadable version of Madden 13, but it's like, it's a big game.
Yeah,
like,
the hard part about that is that you would eventually run out. Like, you can't run out of storage space on your PS3 because it's not storing a whole lot of anything.
Right. Well, they have like 240.
Yeah, but if you had to download the games, then you'd be like, well, you can have 6 games.
Right. It'd kind of be like a TiVo or a
yeah,
DVR.
like well, this game's old. Get rid of it. Well, no, I bought it.
Yeah, I think that whole model's got to go away. It's got to get cheaper, and it's got to be downloadable.
Yeah, like it should almost come with a Drobo.
It comes with a Drobo. There you go. Speaking of Drobos...
You are the worst.
Have I made the Drobo my pick of the week yet?
No, I think you have to wait till next week, though, to make a hardware pick.
Oh, God, I've had a lot of hardware pick. I have a software pick this week.
Yeah, I saw your pick. I was like, oh, really?
Well, I picked this before.
You're going to have to give me a reason why this is like I went to it, but you're going to have to tell me why it matters that I went to it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'll go first, as usual.
Yes, you will.
So, a little backstory. I was at the little lady's house, and the little lady's mom, the little lady mom-in-law, if you will, was making some food, and she was making it in a slow cooker. And I was watching football all day, and this food, this amazing smell, just kept coming out of the slow cooker for like 7 hours, and it was so good. And then we ate it finally, and it was so delicious, and I kept saying, oh my God, this is so great. So they bought me one. They bought me a slow cooker.
Nice.
It's really nice of them.
So your pick of the week is the slow cooker?
No,
okay.
Getting there.
All right.
This is the backstory.
Wow.
Because I've now had 2 meals out of the slow cooker, and they were both really good. So they got me a slow cooker, which I've named the Fun Cooker.
Okay.
For those who watch 30 Rock, they will get that reference. And it came with a little recipe book, but it was very little. And I was talking to the little lady's mom. I said, where do you get your recipes? Do you have a recipe book or something? She's like, no, I have this app on my iPhone called iCooking Slow Cooker. So I downloaded it.
Yeah.
99 cents. And it's got all these recipes that you can make in a slow cooker. Vegetarian, soups, meats, all sorts of stuff. 99 cents from Apps of All Nations, LLC.
I did go look at the app, and then I looked at like all their other apps. This seems like one of these companies that like just takes things that are out there in the world and like pictures of plants.
Yeah.
Plants.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was 99 cents.
Yeah, no, it seems
so
good.
Whatevs. And, so I've got a little recipe book in my pocket, and I've had 2 of their recipes, and they were both really good, so I know the food is good. I haven't yet really used it for myself, but I've used it in terms of I've eaten the food that has been produced by one of their recipes. So
you guarantee that at least 2 of them
are going to be good.
So worth 99 cents.
Totally.
49 cents and 50 cents for those 2 recipes.
Whatever.
All right. I do like a slow
But
cooker.
I like that. And the Fun Cooker is going to be just great. I love it. Can't wait to use it.
I'll tell you, it's one of those. We've had one for the wife, not the little lady, but the wife asked for one, or has been wanting one for a while, and I got her one, I think, last year or the year before. It's certainly a winter thing. Summer.
Totally a winter thing.
Yeah, like it's not.
It's also, it seems like a time commitment. Although I think you could probably just set it and forget it.
You can.
Leave.
It's such low heat that it cannot do anything bad.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to think, something's there and I'm not there and whatever. Yeah. And I'll say it's one of those things that, yes, we use it probably 10 times a year. And it's great for those 10 times a year. But it's not like it's not like a toaster oven or a microwave that you use like
not
every
like
day.
my Foreman grill.
Yeah, your Foreman grill.
I cannot live without my Foreman grill.
We might use that even more. All right, you can make that your pick of the week next week.
I'm not picking a Foreman grill. I didn't pick the Fun Cooker. I picked an app for the iPhone.
But they can't go get this app unless they have a Fun Cooker.
They can have the app. They just won't have anything to cook anything in.
It's ridiculous. But it's cool. Cool app.
Fun Cooker.
The iCooker, it's called iCooking Slow Cooker, 99 cents. Apps of All Nations, LLC. It's just those like a shell company.
Know it's terrible.
Russia.
Yeah.
Apps of All Nations.
Made in Pakistan.
And there we go. Moving on. Speaking of Pakistan.
You're so stupid.
That just happened. My pick of the week is...
this podcast just went way downhill.
It just jumped the shark. My pick of the week is an actual upgrade to a previous pick of the week. I made this. So in our industry, being consultants, we have to use lots of software, even though the cloud should be all of it, but it's not. You still have to use software of some type. And I think it was a year or two ago we met up with some software that we could not use on the Mac. We're a Mac shop, so we went to go figure it out. You went and used Boot Camp. I went and used Parallels, which is very much like Boot Camp, so it sits within inside. You boot it up. There's a couple of there's Parallels. There's another one that I didn't use. Anyway, I went with Parallels. I've never looked back. We basically have, I think everybody has Parallels now and runs Parallels. Anyway, they have Parallels 8. And actually there was a Cyber Monday deal that you could, or I think it was Cyber Monday and Tuesday, so it might still be on today. That was you could upgrade to Parallels 8 from Parallels 7 for like $40 or $35.
I did the upgrade.
Yes.
Just because you shot it to me and
You
said.
just did it.
Well, yeah, you're like, here. Well, whenever there's like a software upgrade from like a 7 to 8, it's not like 7 to 7.1, which is usually free. This was like, a whole revolution. It's like, all right, if there's a deal on it, I'm going to eventually want to get to that next version anyway.
Right.
I may as well take the deal. So I took the deal on your advice.
Yeah.
Now,
Why?
I booted it up. It worked. So that's all I actually cared about was, can I open Parallels and will Windows work? And it did. Now I'm asking you why.
Why'd you do it? Me
Why'd
too.
I do it?
I bought it, and then as I installed it, I was like, oh, let me go figure out why I did this.
So tell me why I did this.
So
why are you picking this, and why did I do it?
I'm picking it because I think Parallels is a great piece of software.
Parallels is a great piece of software.
And I think they should.
I agree.
This is a new version, so I get to repick it. So if you haven't used Parallels, you should try it. They have a trial. You can run. What's nice about Parallels, again, it's a virtualization software. You can run not one, not two, but you run multiple versions of different software. So you could have you could have Chrome running. You could have Windows 7, Windows 8, XP, all running and have different versions and boot them up. You can create snapshots.
Yep.
So like if you want to do something to your XP version, do something crazy to it, you actually take a snapshot of it and then go do that crazy thing and then you can go back to that snapshot.
I have 3 Parallels. 3 instances.
Yeah.
Of my one is an XP instance, 2 of them are Windows 7 instances.
So and you could even so big one is Parallels 8 supports Windows 8.
Oh.
So that's one. That's sort of the big one. The next thing is it supports Retina display Macs.
That's good.
That's good. It's faster, so it's faster both in boot up and shut down and graphics.
I found that on this new MacBook Pro, it was lightning quick.
Yeah, it's very good. And then the one feature I actually think is cool, it's not sort of a big feature I'd spend $40 for. If you notice now on your Safari, there's a little icon at the end that it's a little icon of a IE. And if you click on that,
I don't have that icon.
well then you didn't install the whole thing. On mine,
I did install the whole thing.
You click on it and it will boot. It sends whatever thing you're looking at in Safari on your Mac, it sends it over to IE in Parallels.
Oh.
So that's cool. Maybe you have to just enable that.
Maybe I have to enable that thing.
Anyway. So that's Parallels again. There's actually a thing where you can control Parallels from an iPad or something. I haven't tried any of that, but I think if you don't use Parallels, it's a very good thing. If you have 7, I like to just upgrade eventually because I'm like, I don't want to get stuck on the version that doesn't run something. So I figure it's a good time. It was on a Cyber Monday deal, so I think it's about $45 or so. So go one way, go the other, and be happy with that. Parallels, I think it's from a company called Parallels, yeah? Is the company
I'm
called
not
that?
sure.
Yeah, it is. Parallels is the thing.
Parallels Desktop.
Parallels Desktop.
But it's a great piece of software.
It's actually from Parallels IP Holdings.
Even worse.
LLC, yeah. All right, so remember to go to the blog.arkusinc.com and find all the blog posts and all the podcasts there. Remember to go to facebook.com/arkusinc, and we're there as well. Go to LinkedIn, Google+, Twitter, Arkusinc on Twitter, Just Edelstein on Twitter, Jason M. Atwood on Twitter. We're also in the Dreamforce portal if you're still in there. We still post in there, still post in the CloudFocus Weekly group, which again, when we get around to Dreamforce in over a year from now, can you imagine it's still over a year from now?
Crazy.
They sent out the booth signups, so I think we're in again next year, and do that as well. And we'll be back next week doing a little earlier one this week. Oh, subscribe in iTunes, of course. Leave reviews there. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the
Giving a lot of orders.
2 reviews last week. But subscribe in iTunes because, like this week, we're doing this early on a Tuesday. Usually do it on a Thursday. So if you're not subscribed, you won't see it. So do that. And until next week, we'll be back with another episode. CloudFocus Weekly. This is Justin and Jason saying, enjoy those cloudy days.